The one that follows Satan is always right, even when they are wrong. You're welcome to another chapter, and that's chapter 26 of the Holy Quran. Chapter 26 is called Ashura, or Ashura, uh, the poets. Ashura stands for the poets. Let me see. Yeah, the poets. Let's go. We start first with the introduction as usual. Mm. Whenever I begin a chapter, I'll always show it for people to see. And this is it. This surah begins a new series of four surahs into brackets XXVI to XXIX, which is 26 chapters 26 to this surah to 29, comma, which illustrate the contrast between the spirit of prophecy and the spiritual light and the reactions to it in the communities among whom it appears, comma, by going back to old prophets and the stories of the past, comma, as explained in the introduction to Surah 17, XVII. Paragraph. In this particular surah, we have the story of Moses in the fight with Pharaoh and of Pharaoh's discomfiture and of Pharaoh's discomfiture. Full stop. Other prophets mentioned are Abraham, Noah, Hud, Saleh, Lut, and Shuaib. Full stop. The lesson is drawn that the Quran is a continuation and fulfillment of the previous revelations, comma, and a pure truth, comma, unlike the poetry of vain poets. It's like poetry, but it's completely different. It's not poets. It's not that of poets. Mm. Okay. Third paragraph. Chronologically, the surah belongs to the middle Makkah period, when the contact of the light of prophecy with the milieu of pagan Makkah was testing the Makkans in their most arrogant mood. Let me spell milieu. Milieu, in case I don't call it well. Then we come to summary. Dash. The conflict of unbelief with truth is vain. Colon. So was the conflict of Pharaoh with Moses. Colon. Pharaoh's magicians bowed to the truth, and Pharaoh and his hosts were drowned. Chapter 26, signs 1 to 29. This very chapter. We'll find it when we start from sign 1 up to 69. Then, paragraph. Nor did Abraham's people gain anything by their resisting the truth he preached, comma, and Noah's people perished by their unbelief. Chapters 26, 70 to 122. Full stop. Paragraph. Who'd warned his people against reliance on their material strength and Salih against sacrilege? But in both cases, the evil ones were brought low. 26 to 26 signs 123 to 159. Paragraph. Lut, or Lot in Christendom, Lut had to deal with unspeakable crimes, comma, and Shuaib against dealings, and mischief, semicolon. Their teaching was rejected, but the rejectors were wiped out. Signs 160 to 191 of this very chapter 26. Last paragraph. So, comma, when the spirit of prophecy came to Makkah, it was resisted by the votaries of evil, colon. But truth is not like vain poetry and must triumph at last. Brackets 26, signs 192 to 277. And I suppose that's the end of this. That ends chapter 26. That's sign 277. I believe so. Do I need to check it? I don't need to. Yes, of course, sign 277. Okay, let's go to the science proper. This is just an introduction. Uh, in the name of God, in the name of God, most gracious, most merciful. Of course, in the text it is Allah, in the name of Allah. But we begin with Ashura, or the poet. Beneath my finger. Or beneath my fingers. Okay, name. Pa, Si, Mim. Pa, Si, Mim. These are abbreviated letters. We did them already. Ta, Sin, Mim. Okay, there is a note to read. 3137. Yes, let's go. This is a combination of three abbreviated letters, comma, as to which generally see Appendix 1, printed at the end of Surah 2. That's all. So let's go to the next sign to begin the story. Tilka ayatul kitab mubin. Tilka ayatul kitab mubin. These are verses of the book that makes clear, makes quite clear, makes things clear. So we have things in brackets. These are verses of the book that makes things clear. Of course, things is in brackets. The word things is in brackets. And you see why I usually use signs for the verses. These are the verses. But in the Arabic side, it is tilka ayatu, tilka ayatu. So ayah is equal to verse. So when I say signs, I always means verse. All right. We have a note to read. 3138. 3138. Compare chapter 7. That's, I think, Araf, chapter 7 with sign 17 and its note. And note 716. And note 716. Full stop. The comparison of God's revelation with light is continued. So this book is light. It's light that makes things clear. When you have light, you make things clear. We go to the next sign, which is 3. لعلكم باخع لعلكم باهخون لعلكم باهخون بائعون not خون لعلكم باخعون نفسك ألا يكونوا مؤمنين ألا يكونوا مؤمنين. Let me see if I can read this straight. لعلك bahi'un nafsika Allah yakunu mu'minin. It may be thou will kill thyself with grief that they do not become believers. Sometimes the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam gets grieved, gets sorry, and tries to lose hope that the people will not accept Islam because their belief is so strong, so powerful. And God Himself uh, is, what do I say? God Himself is backing him, pampering him, not to give up. La yazunka allazina yafsaruuna fil kufri. Somewhere else say, do not be grieved by those who rush into unbelief. Okay, that's verse 3. We're going to the notary 3139. They, in double inverted commas, are the pagans of Makkah, including his family members. Full stop. From a human point of view, it was a great disappointment to God's messenger in the middle period of his Meccan ministry that the Meccan could not be brought to believe in the truth. They were so much deep in unbelief, in idol worship, in archaic beliefs, rather than accepting Islam. Let's go to the next sign, which is sign 4. In Nashal, ننزل عليكم من السماء آياتا إن نشاء ننزل عليهم not عليهم ننزل عليهم من السماء آياتا فزلت أعناقهم لها هادئين. If such in brackets, if such were our will, without such it will read, if were our will, oh no, it must be there. If such were our will, we could send down to them from the sky a sign. In the Shah, Nazulu alayhim minasamai, ayatan, a sign, uh, to which they would bend their necks in humility. Their necks, nakuhum, nakuhum. Zulmat, bend down. Zulmat, bend their necks. Zulm, zal, no, fazallat, bend their neck. Zallat anakuhum laha hadiin. Bend their necks in humility. Hadiin, humility. Sign 3140. If it had been God's will and plan to force people's will, He could quite easily have forced the Maccans, full stop. But His will and plan work differently, full stop. His revelation is meant to train man's own will so that it conforms to God's beneficent purpose, full stop. Let's go to the next sign, which is which is sign 5, sorry. Which is sign 5. وَمَا يَأْتِيهِمْ مِنَ الذِّكْرٍ مِنَ الرَّحْمَنِ مُهْدَةٍ. Let's drop there. Muhdatin. But there comes not to them a newly revealed message, mm, min zikrin, min zikrin, a newly received, newly revealed message. Zikrin is newly revealed, newly revealed message. Newly revealed is hyphenated. Zikrin, newly revealed message from the most gracious, Mina Rahman, Muhdatun. Sorry, Muhdatun is uh, Muhdatun, from the most gracious. Newly revealed message is uh, Zikrin, Muhdatun. Illa kanu anhu muridun. Illa kanu anhum muridin, not muridun. And illa kanu anhu muridin. So Zikri Mudatin is newly revealed message. Zikri Mudatat. Mudat Mudat. Sorry. Zikri Mudatin. Zikri Mudatin, newly revealed message. Pardon me. Illa kanu aha murdin. But they turn away from it. There is no note to read. So let's go to Science Street. فَقَدْ كَذَبُوا فَسَيَأْتِيهِمْ أَنْبَاءُ فَسَيَأْتِيهِمْ فَسَيَأْتِيهِمْ أَنْبَاءُ مَا كَانُوا بِهِ يَسْتَهْزِئُونَ. They have indeed rejected for kazabu, into brackets, the message. They have indeed rejected the message. So they will know soon enough. Enough is in brackets. So they will know soon the truth of what they mocked at. For amba'um, for amba'u ma kanu bihi yastahzi'un, what they mocked at. Note 3141. 3141. 3141. Oh, yeah. I can't even remember if I did 3139. Oh, this is my damn score. 3139. We must have done it because I've done 3134. If it had been gospel, yeah, I've done it. I've done 3139 as well as 313, 3140. So now we are going to 3141 to sign 60, and it's against mocking the prophets. They may laugh at God's message of righteousness, but they will soon see the power of truth and realize the real significance of the movement which they opposed. Full stop. What were the pagans of Makkah after Badr? And still more after the bloodless surrender of Makkah? Question mark. And the meaning may be applied universally in all history. Of course, it's not only the pagan Arabs that resisted the message and mocked at the prophet. Yes, in the last century, yes, 20th century, when I was in the secondary school, there used to be a character, a caricature drawn and named Abdul. I've said this before, and named Abdul. and they were mocking him. What does Abdul mean? Abdul means servant. Mm. I believe it was a work of the Western world. Mm. They would draw him with funny shoes, going like this, and then the end going up. Like if this is the shoe itself, and we all didn't know. We were just laughing. Abdul, 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 Abdul. I grew up to realize that Abdul is an Arabic word meaning servant. For instance, Abdul Karim, servant of the generals. Abdul that. So they named him Abdul. That's mocking. That's mockery. That's mockery of God and mockery of the prophet. Just in the last century. Just in the last century. What about 1,400 years ago or before then? Hmm? And where are they now? Now the Western world is accepting Islam. They now know that they were the ones that are ignorant. And that kind of caricature has disappeared since nobody sees any Abdul again. You can imagine, not yet 100 years or not yet a century, people were mocking religion, Islam. Okay. And even after that, people are still mocking it. All right. And the meaning may be applied universally in all history. And that's no 3141 to sign 6. Let's go to sign 7. Sign 7. أو لم يروا إلى أرض أو لم يروا إلى الأرض كم أنبتنا فيها من كل زوج كريم. Do they not look at the earth, dash, how many noble things of all kinds we have produced therein? Come أنبتنا فيها من كل زوج كريم. Noble things. كل شيء ما أنبتنا فيها. How we have, how many noble things we have of all kinds, min kulli, of all kinds we have produced, and batna fiha in it. Sign 3142. 3142 is against production of things in the on earth. 3142. If evil has a little run in this life, let them not run away with the notion that the world is for evil. Full stop. They have only to look around at the physical and moral world around them, and they would be undeceived, and they will be undeceived. Full stop. But they are blind, and without the faith of light is in brackets, and without the faith of light, which would open their eyes. Full stop. Let's go to the next note, next sign 8. إن في ذلك لآيات إن في ذلك لآيات uh, Verily, in this is a sign. وما كان أكثرهم مؤمنين. But most of them do not believe. Let's go to the next sign. And sign 9, last of the section. Last of the section 1. I forgot to mention that. وإن ربك لهو العزيز الرحيم. And verily thy Lord is he, the exalted in might, most merciful. So that's another beautiful and then unique to the Quran. Sign 8 have no note. And so we'll go to note 3149 to sign 9. Mm. Well, we go to note 3143 to sign 9. Exalted in might, that's God, referring to God. So sign 3143. One who is able to carry out all his will and plans, that's referring to God. Full stop. See note 3818 to chapter 2240. 2240, I think that is hard. Hajju. Surah 2240, Hajju, sign 40. We are asked to go there and compare this last sign, 9 of 26, to that. Mm. We end here until we come back next time when we shall go to the next section, section 2, which begins with sign 10. So when we come back, we'll go to sign 10 of section 2 of chapter 26 of the Holy Quran, God willing. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Au revoir. May God be with you all.